Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Nadia Rohmatul Aulia. I will explain about teaching English for young learners. Okay, I have four main map in today. Number one is the concept of teaching English. Number two, the characteristic of young learners. Number three, the problem of teaching young learners. Number four, the ways of teaching English for young learners. Okay, min map 1. The concept of teaching English. Okay, I have 5 concepts as following. Number 1 is a reading concept. Reading English text is a lesson, the first step for an elementary student to start linking English lesson. For elementary school students who have an English fac teacher, reading can be reading can be an interesting segment for elementary students to imitate the unique pronunciation and accent of their English teacher. Okay, number 2 is an translation and using dictionary. The concept of translation and using a dictionary. Elementary school students starting from grade 2 are recruited to bring a dictionary. Without a dictionary to translate, there is not much they can do because I see that LKS now has a lot of reading text. Okay, next, using the form of interrogative sentence and how to answer this question. The concept of using the form of interrogative sentence and how to answer them. Okay, we have to teach how to make an answer question. Usually elementary school students always have their worksheet empty because they do not understand how to use interrogative sentence properly and how to answer the question. Okay, next, the concept of using to be auxiliary verb and personal pronoun. The main purpose of knowledge of these three concept is also not graduate, namely to help students in translating text and interrogative sentence. The most commonly used to be at the elementary level is R. Okay, the last adjective phrase concept. Adjective phrase in reading text also often ever. Example, wild animals student who do not know the concept of an adjective phrase will translation the sentence wild animals as it is namely wild animals. Turf, it should be a wild animal. Truth is must be emphasis to students that if the result of their translation of the sentence look ambiguous, then the translation must be reversed. Okay, the next I will explain next min map 2, the characteristics of young learners. Okay, the characteristic of development that occur during school age children are as follows. Number 1 is physical motoric development. At physical motoric development, along with physical growth, that is growing mature, the child's motor development can be well coordinated. Elementary school age are 7 until 12 years is characteristic by agile motor movement of activities. Therefore, this age is an ideal period to learn skills related to fine and gross motor skill. Number 2 is intellectual development. At elementary school, children are able to react to intellectual stimuli or carry out learning tasks that require intellectual abilities or cognitive abilities such as reading, writing and counting. This period is at the stage of concrete operation, which is characterized by the ability to classifying, grouping objects based on the same characteristics, comes or associate, connect or account number or numbers. Okay, number 3, the last development of emotion at school again. Especially in high grades 4, 5, and 6, children begin to realize that expressing emotion in a raw manner is not accepted or it's not liked by others. Therefore, he began to learn to control the expression of his emotion. Okay. Min map 3. The problem of teaching young learners. Okay, number 1, default student behavior. As a teacher, it might be difficult for you to understand each student's characteristics because there are many students you meet at school. But did you know that students want to be noticed during teaching and learning activities? Students will be happy to be praised and noticed by the teacher. However, most teachers often forget to give praise and ignore. Okay, number 2 is a less student concentration. There are many factors that cause students to concentrate less, uh, such as environmental, psychology, and internal factor within student. Environmental factors are those that surround students. For example, when they are given assignment, students are distracted and are more interested in the loud noise or sight, and it interferes with concentration. With psychological factor here is when students are under pressure. So when they are doing assignment or studying, their focus is disturbed. Internal factor can occur due to disturbance in brain development and more hormones, so that children are less able to concentration. Okay. Number 3, less interaction in lesson. Teachers who are fierce tend to be very good tend to be right and are not friendly with students will make the relationship feel distant. There will be confusion in students so that students become embarrassed and afraid to ask the teacher. Okay, the last min map, the ways of teaching English for young learners. How to teach English to young learners? Number one is a English routine, so that students are familiar with English words. Teacher, oh sorry, teacher have to get used to using English regularly. This can be started by setting up a special session to learn English with students. It should also be made fun considering that students get bored easily with boring learning methods. Teacher can make English learning session like playing games in English. Okay, the next is using song. Songs are the most effective way to learn new vocabulary and improve pronunciation. Sings with dance is very good for students because they can follow the movement even though they cannot sing the song yet. Okay, the next, watching animation in English. Watching animation like Tinkerbell can also make students improve listening skill and get new vocabulary. Okay, the next. Um, Use topic according to our students' preference to make it easier for students to remember English vocabulary. The teacher can adjust it to the children for a favorite topic. This can be done by the teacher through singing, reading storybook, or listening to the song. Okay, the last, don't get hung up on grammar. Okay, to teach English to students, forget about grammar problems for a moment. Make them familiar with English vocabulary first. If they make mistake while speaking, the teacher does not need to keep correcting them. It aims to familiarize students so that they dare to express themselves and do not lose interest in learning English. Okay, the last from video, I will explain about the conclusion from this video. Is that we have to be patient in teaching at school to young students, especially now that there are many students with various characters and types that we must pay attention to so that students obey the learning that's begin. Okay, thank you for attention. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.